Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Mark, and I am so excited to go over this letter block train with you. Like most of our designs, it's really easy to make. It's a lot of fun, but there's quite a few different options you can take advantage of if you want to. So I want to walk through those with you and go through the file to show you what all the pieces are. Of course, you've seen the pictures of them, but the cars look like this. You can make each car with the animal on the top or without. So you've got options here in the file. It doesn't matter which way you prefer to do it. So you can do one animal on one car and none on the rest, or all four animals, mix and match whatever you want. And then of course on the engine, you can make it however you want to. You can paint it all the same color. You can score some lines, cut some other ones. We'll talk about that here in just a few minutes. Make it however you want. And you can also make it as large as you want. The only thing that I would suggest when you're thinking about these is if you decide to make it any smaller than what I've made it here in the file, I would consider some of the small parts, because as it gets smaller, some of the small pieces like the eyes will be very difficult to work with. So I don't really recommend going smaller, but you can go bigger if you want to. In fact, I'm going to make a larger set here for the wall here in the office just because it's fun. But let's jump into the file itself and talk about how it's made. All right, so here's the entire file, and let's start by looking at the notes up here because these are always important. Zoom in here. Black lines equal cut, red lines equal score. Just like I always say, if you cut the red lines, you're gonna be sad. Don't cut the red lines. Those are score only. I don't know what laser you're using, and I don't know what your settings are, so I can't help you with that. You'll need to know that. But cut the black and score the red. And be sure to read all the description in the listing where you bought this, because there's a lot of good information there. I also am including a README PDF with all that same information, as well as this video and perhaps some others. So make sure you take advantage of all those so you know what you're doing. All right, so here's all of the pieces. Right there at the bottom, of course, it comes with all 26 letters, A through Z. And then we've got 4 different cars, one with each animal, the monkey, the giraffe, the elephant, and the lion. And then you also have an optional car that does not have an animal on it. And then you have the engine. So let me walk through these from left to right with you. They're really easy, but I just want to point out some things. So let's zoom in over here to the monkey. These 3 pieces right here comprise all the pieces you need for the monkey. And here's how they're going to go together. When you cut them, this piece, sorry, I'm going to ungroup it, my bad. I have it grouped together and labeled in the layers. If you guys are using Illustrator, make it easy for you. Ungroup it, and you're going to put this piece right on top of this one, just like this. And I make them this way so that they're easy to paint. In fact, a lot of times you don't notice this, but I try to make each layer so that you can paint that entire layer one color, like with spray paint, for example, and then stack things on top of each other without having to worry about really intricate painting. So I think about you guys when I do this. All right, so back to this. You put this layer right here on top of this one, and this one has the monkey's hands or his knuckles on the top of it there. And then here are his hands. The red lines are score, remember that, and the black is cut. So you're going to set it right on top of there. I'm not going to get it angled right exactly, but you get the idea. Put the other one right there. These black ones are for the wheels. You'll put them on top right there. Whoops, do not resize it like that. And then drop the other wheel on like that. And then, of course, this piece right here is the monkey's neck. That way, when you paint the layer below it, whatever color you decide to paint it, you're not going to have like a red neck or a blue neck or thing like that. You can then paint the monkey. And then all these pieces that I'm moving, they all cut separately. Then you can paint them separately, put them back in, and they look great. So there's the monkey, all right? These are all going to follow exactly the same pattern. Here's the giraffe. Going to ungroup that. I'm going to move this piece on top of the other. He doesn't have any feet or hands hanging over, so he's easy there. You've got the wheels, of course. You can probably fast forward this, honestly, because this is all really straightforward. Make sure, again, like I mentioned in the intro, if you resize anything, I'd highly recommend that you make it bigger, not smaller. That's up to you, but especially the giraffe, the different shapes that are in her head there become a lot more difficult if it gets small. So I'd keep it this big or bigger. Then this piece goes right around here as the neck. This makes painting really easy. And then her muzzle, the nose, goes right on top like this, and she's got a little bit of her bottom lip sticking out, just like that. So that is the giraffe. Whoops. I'll grab the wheels with that, and we'll move her over, move on to the last two animals. Right there. Here's the elephant. He's a lot of fun. Again, cut the black and score the red. You take all these pieces here, once you've painted them whatever color you want, and I'm going to ungroup those again. It's been a big allergy day for me here today, so forgive me if I'm sniffling a little bit. Sorry about that. Put that there. Here's, oh, that's the lion, sorry. Here is the car that goes on top for the elephant. You've got a wheel here, and then you've got a wheel here. And the last part is the trunk. Again, score the red and cut the black. And this trunk can sit right on like this. Now let me stop real quick and say the thickness of material that you use here is completely irrelevant. You can make it as thick or as thin as you want. It doesn't matter. All right. And then the last one here is the lion. Going to follow the exact same pattern as all the rest. Put that there. Put the wheels here. And then you got his head and his face that we put together there. Again, the neck part goes right here, right like that. Then his face here comes down here. Again, you've painted all those pieces separately. Here's his front paws right there going over the edge of the train car. And then we've got his mouth. It goes right on top there. And his nose that goes on top there. So he's just got a little bit of a layered face there, which is really great. And then we'll grab this and we'll move them over just a little bit. And then we'll move these two guys over a little bit too, so we'll have some more room for the engine. All right, let me stop here for a second. There's those four. Of course, you're going to grab whatever letters you want, and you're going to put them inside the corresponding car just like that, right? And let me mention this to you. I'll throw in these last two. Let's say that you just want to do one animal and three cars that don't have animals. That's what this shape right here is for, okay? So that one is the back piece if you don't want the animal. So what you'll do is you'll grab the one from the front one from the giraffe or the elephant, the ones that don't have the shapes, the hands that come over the edge, and you can just duplicate this one over and over, and this one is a car without the animal on it, all right? So either the elephant or the giraffe pieces will work fine, and there's an option like that. All right, the engine is last. Let me mention a couple opportunities you have here. You can either cut the red one on this one or score. This is where you have options there, okay? Other times I said always score the red. You do have the option to cut or to score on this one, because when you lay it all together like this, you can, like you'll see in my pictures, or like in this one here, I'll hold it up to the camera. Here I cut all of these score lines so I could paint these pieces separately. But that's completely up to you if you want to do that or not. If you score them, you can just paint this all the same color, whatnot. This piece goes right here on the top of the engine. These are all really pretty obvious. And then the wheel goes down here. Just align it with the spokes in the wheel there. This one here goes down here. And then the cross piece, you'll angle this one. You can see a little bit of it underneath the front tire, the front wheel. You can angle it about like that. Stick it on like that, and there's your train engine. And that's really all there is to this. You can make as many cards as you want. I would use a command strip, something like that, to stick these to the wall because they're not heavy at all. And of course, if you want to resize it, just make sure that you select every single piece in here and resize them all together. Do not do them separately. Again, use any material that you want, any paint that you want. It's a lot of fun. It's really easy to make. So have fun with these. Let me know if you have any questions. And as always, show me some pictures. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.